So, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Beatrice Vidneri, and I'm here with the co-director of the Master in Service Design, and Raffaella, please.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Raffaella, and as Beatrice said, I'm the coordinator of the master.
So, during this afternoon, during this brief presentation, we will share with you the aims, the progress, the process, and the elements that are shaping the next year master degree in service design. So, what are the main goals? Of course, the main goals are to share with all the participants the skills and the knowledge about service design. So the core competencies about service design, but also the other elements that derive from other disciplines. So the idea is to, of course, offer theoretical knowledge and for sure practical experiences, and we will share with you in a few minutes some examples about that, about service design and the processes and the tools service designers use in their practice and their competencies. So the idea is to create a community of service designers and to reinforce your knowledge about the design process and the service innovation issues. So what you can do after the master? For sure, you can practice service design knowledge in design agencies or public administrations or companies, so also the private sector, and many of past students collaborated or funded also their business, so they are involved in startups initiatives. The master lasts 1 year. So next year we will start from October to January with supporting activities for the educational path, and from January we will be in class in Milan to start the educational journey. The language is English, and in the end you will have the title of master degree in service design. Why the service design master has been funded? For sure, because we recognized now 8 years ago, because the next edition will be the 8th edition of the Master in Service Design. So almost 9 years ago, we recognized a huge opportunity and a large room for practicing service design. So the idea that there's a huge need for competencies and for service design knowledge, and there's a gap between demand and offer in this sense. So we recognized this opportunity, and we tried to cover this gap with this educational path. And for us, it's very important to create a link between the educational path and external environment. So you will be involved in practical activities, and you will be involved in a wide network at the international level that is about the service design. So you will be part of the service design community. And of course, the idea is to create the expertise in service design and to reinforce also the expertise in the businesses or in the public administration as well. So what about the educational journey? What about the topics that you will face with during the journey? For sure, service design can be applied to all the sectors you know. So, of course, it's a transversal discipline that can be applied almost to everything. We live in a service economy, so it's important for us to contribute to the innovation in different sectors. So you will face with topics such as the research part, like user research, ethnography methods, and the part that help you in understanding the user needs and people needs and the community needs in order to face with the challenges that businesses or public administration will share with you. You will face with contents such as social innovations, management, and collaborative issues. So the idea is to, again, as I shared before, to build the core knowledge about service design, but also to link this core knowledge to the boundaries of the discipline. So we structured the journey in different activities. One of these is about lectures. Lectures are on different topics, from service and basics to public speaking, and are are based more or less on theory. So they create the initial knowledge to face with the service design tools and processes in the other initiatives. Another format that you will experience is the PIL. So PILs are small workshop, so are 2-3 days workshop that face with particular topics that are related to service design, competencies, skills, tools, and so on. So, for example, you will face with concept generations issue, with evaluation issues, with co-design, and tools such as rapid prototyping or service blueprint. So the idea is to focus on some specific topics that connotate service design and to explore them in a quick and dirty prototyping phase. The core activities are the workshops. So the workshop, and Raffaella will also share with you the importance of these activities in order to create a link with the external environment. The workshop are the activities in which you will experiment what you have learned in the past phases of the journey, and there are practical activities in collaboration with partners, namely the external stakeholders that we involved in the journey. Some examples are, for example, last year we worked with a huge company about logistics, that is Maersk, for example. We worked with companies and organizations in the health and the health care sector. We work with the Comune di Milano. We in the past years we worked with a large company such as Banca Ifis or Iren, so that covers different industries. So the idea is to let you know about the complexity of the service design process and service design journey, and experiment it in different industries according to different real challenges and brief. From last year, we experimented also a new format that is about the master classes. The master classes are lectures from relevant expert in the discipline and in the international community that share with us their approach and their knowledge about the specific topics that are connecting connected and strongly linked to the service design discipline and to the challenge that society or industries are facing in this moment. So next year we will have topics such as circular economy, design fiction, data visualization, design for policy, and the use of data in the design journey. And the interesting idea is that the masterclass are open to external audience. So you will meet also other people from companies, from public administration, other practitioners, other designers that will join the class in order to follow and to listen to the expert. I leave the stage to Raffaella that will share with you how we create the link with companies and public sectors and NGOs as well.
Many thanks, Beatrice. Many thanks, and thanks to everybody. So, as you know, what about the Beatrice? Excuse me, could you because I don't see the presentation. So, if you
yes, sorry.
Oh, okay, many thanks. So, guys, what about the internship? The internship is mandatory, and in order to achieve the master degree, the minimum amount of the hours are 475 hours, more or less are 3 months. And of course, we will help you in order to find a company or an agency that in which you can do your internship. I'm in charge and I manage also the external relations, so we will help you also in your CV and portfolio. And during the master, we will give you a list of internship of companies and agencies that would like to host our students. What I usually say to our students is that you have to do your best because it's a free process. So even if we will send your CV and your portfolio to the company that would like to host you, you of course have to do your best because after the interview they will choose you, and if there is the match, then we will finalize also the internship agreement. You can do the internship in Milan. We are in touch with companies and agencies not only in Milan but all over the world. What is important is that you complete the 475 hours before the final exam. The final exam usually is so the final exam, yes, is will be in January. It isn't a thesis, but it's a final presentation that you will do on a specific topic that you will agree with the master board. I kindly ask to Beatrice to go to this slide, yes, because thanks to this slide we can see what is the just in one slide what are all the activities. So as we said at the beginning, we will start in October with online activities that are not mandatory, but that will prepare the official beginning of the master that will be in January. From January until July, we will be in class with a blended solution. So we will alternate frontal lesson with online lesson. From July until January, you will do the internship, and in January 2022, we will have the final exam. Yes, of course, with this slide, we want to give to all of you an overview of the companies and agencies we are in touch with. So, big firm of agencies and company of different industries, from Deloitte to PwC, to Oblo, H-Pharma, and important company as Intesa San Paolo, Banca Ifis, Poste Italiane, Iren, and so on. I know that we don't have a lot of time, so I want to leave the stage to Elisa in order to give you some information in order to complete your application.
Thank you, Raffaella. Mainly, as Raffaella was mentioning, officially the activities of the master with the extracurricular activities are going to start in October, and as a consequence, the deadline to apply for the master would be in September. And before this date, and hopefully we generally suggest as soon as possible, we ask you to proceed with the selection process, and in particular by filling the application form that you may find on the link that you find here, and you may find as well in the website in the area admission of the master. And mainly there you will have to fill your personal data and add the following documents that you may find here, that are your CV, a motivation letter, a portfolio in case you have a background in design or architecture, and the scanning of your bachelor degree and university transcript, and ID card or passport. Mainly because the selection process goes under two different paths. In particular, your CV, motivation letter, and portfolio will be evaluated by the master board, and we will fix also an interview that takes place online, either through a platform or by Skype with the master board. And at the same time, there is also an official evaluation by Politecnico di Milano on the basis of your bachelor degree and transcript, since they need to evaluate the formal requirement, let's say, and in particular if the university you attended and the degree that you achieved is officially recognized by the Italian Ministry of Education. So at the end of this two evaluation, one by Politecnico from the formal point of view, and one by the master board on the basis of your CV, portfolio, and motivation, you will be provided a final evaluation that will be communicated to you by email some days after having done the selection interview. So mainly this is more or less the general selection process and the most important points. So Federica, if maybe there are some questions about this point.
Thanks, Elisa.
Thanks, Elisa, and thanks for the professor for the presentation. We actually have received some questions, so we can go through some of them. One of the questions is it possible to enter this master if I'm a psychologist?
For sure. So it depends on you, basically, and also, of course, it depends on an evaluation. So we are open to all the disciplines, and in the past years we had also people that are not from a design background, but also are from humanities, let's say, okay, and also from technologies. So the idea is that you can send your CV and your motivation letter, although you have not your portfolio, of course, because you are not a designer. Magdalena, you can share with us your motivation, and of course you will have an interview with us, so in order to understand if and how you can join the path and you join the master. So there's no limit to for the application, and also we think that the multidisciplinary is very important in service design. So it happened that people from different disciplines joined the master and succeed in their journey. So we wait for your CV.
Thank you so much. We also received a few questions about if it's possible to actually enroll in this program fully online. And then another question from Lena is asking, how many applicants do you usually have for these masters?
Yes, thanks also for these questions. So we are working on a blended solution. So according to the Polytechnic rules and the new rules, we are open to consider also online submissions. So we will. We are not the leaders in this decision because, of course, it's a POLI.design policy, so that is shared in all the masters. So for next year, we think that the blended solution can be also a solution. So we will have also people that can attend fully online and people that can also attend the class. We have to manage it. It's of course it's a new situation also for not only for us but for everybody. But for sure, I think that we can discuss about that, and we are ready. We are absolutely ready to perform it in a blended way. So from now we are planning all the activities in a blended modality. And the other was how many what's the number? No, what's the number in the class? So. In general, we have about 25-30%, not more, because we think that it's important to manage the class and manage the relationship with the master board and the faculty in a dedicated way. So a good number is a maximum 30 people. And in the past year we had about 25 persons, so we can manage the class in this sense.
Yeah, I would like to add two things. So one about the fact that really we have students that comes from all over the world, and during the last two editions, more or less between 25 students, more than 14 different countries. So also from a personal point of view, it's really a great experience that each students live. And then about the online, we of course are now we are in the next months we will end the 7th edition, and due to the current situation we had to complete all the activities online. So as Beatrice said, we are ready in order to work online and in order to give to all of you also the instruments in order to be aware and to manage the service design process also through digital platform.
Thank you so much. We also have another question in terms of the selection process. They ask us if the GPA is actually playing a key role in the selection process.
Maybe Elisa, could you help us? What is the GPA?
I think it's something like our
the final mark.
Yes,
yes, mainly. No, I mean, as from the formal point of view, as I was mentioning, the selection by Politecnico is only based on your degree being recognized and your university, your previous university, of course, being recognized or not in the Italian system. So this formal evaluation is done on this basis, whereas the evaluation by the master board is generally based on the whole of your profile. Mainly, the board takes into consideration both your CV and your motivation towards the master, and in case you have your portfolio and so on. So the final mark that you got for your final degree, let's say, can be an element that is taken into consideration, but of course it's not the only element, and so the influence it might have is only a small part of the general evaluation of your profile.
Yes, I confirm, and of course, so it's not, what is important is that you want is the motivation. So the fact that you want to become a service designer, and there are students that decide to start the master after the bachelor degree, and some other that are a little bit older, and so after the master of science, or some years in which they have worked, decide that they want to become service designers. So the final mark, it's not important. What is important is your motivation and the fact that you want to study service design. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We have time for one final question. Maria is asking us if we can explain a bit more in details the difference between the service design master and the strategy design master.
Okay, so I try to be clear in a few seconds because our time is almost expired. But the Master in Service Design is totally focused on service design and service economy, and on the service design tools, journey, competencies, and skills. Okay, so this Master in Service Design, it's about services, of course. So what we face with is about innovation, is about service innovation, is about experiences, is about all the competencies, tools, and skills that are useful to innovate the service sector, and work within and with service companies, organizations. So this means that, of course, you can adopt also strategies, and you can also adopt a strategic mindset to design a service. But having said that, we focus our initiatives and our practices on the service design issues and on service sectors, while strategic design, but I'm not the right person to share these, is focus on a wider audience and a more generic audience that is also related to business leadership or entrepreneurships. I don't know if I was clear in few seconds. Of course, it's not easy to reply in 1 minute.
Thank you so much. Yes, no, it was very clear, and I'd like to thank the professor for being with us today. So thank you, Raffaele and Beatrice. And
thank you.
And thanks
to all the audience and people that are online now.
Thanks to all of you, and I just want to add the fact that because I see that there are other questions, so I will be more than happy to have a conversation with those of you who are interested in the master. So don't you just have to complete the JOT form or send an email in order to have also another interview with us. Thanks to all of you.